Hey you guys, so I am finally making my shrimp. So I have my shrimp that I prepped already, my cast iron skillet, regular skillet, and another. Now all of these are for something different. So I am making shrimp, fish, redfish, and veggies. And I have a recipe for these that are pretty fun to make. So I will start off with my garlic powder. My garlic powder is going to be for my shrimp. And my shrimp are already prepped. These are the ones I peeled just a moment ago. And these are pretty easy to cook. You don't want to cook them for too long. You want them to be translucent. You know, so whenever they're about this big, you don't want them to shrink up until half, okay? So remember that if you're going to cook this shrimp, you know, just make sure you don't cook them for too long because it's definitely going to make them shrink and they're going to be all gummy. So you want to use your garlic powder. And it's easier if you just put it all in one container like this. So got my garlic powder, and I don't know if I want to go fire today or not. I use this Adobe Bandia seasoning because it has a really good all-around taste, and it's not too salty. There is salt content in this, but it's not very much. So I'm just seasoning up. I wish y'all could see me like seasoning up my shrimp. And I'm heavy-handed with this seasoning because I won't put seasoning in my veggies because everything else has its own flavor. And that's it for that. So Alright, I had to turn off the foolishness in the background. Hey, Miss Jazzy. So I have Cajun seasoning. This is not going to be for my shrimp. This is going to be for my fish. But I like tones because it's not, it's more of a flavor to it. So, and I have rice already going. So if you're trying to do all things at once, it's best to put your rice on, cook your food, and then cook. So I'm turning on my stove. It's going to be on medium heat, and I'm going to put some olive oil in here. So you guys, I'm doing fish, redfish, shrimp, and veggies. And you can be generous with this because this is olive oil, so you don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to put some of this in here too because I want. Those are beautiful. So, and I have me a good old jalapeno. So I think I put jalapenos on most stuff. Only because that's just where I end up. I end up with jalapenos because I love them. The noise in the background, you guys, is The Greatest Showman. I love the soundtrack. I still haven't seen the movie. So I'm listening to the soundtrack while I'm cooking all this food. So I'm cutting up this jalapeno. And I'm going to cut it up kind of small So in half, split down the middle, and then I'm gonna use this. Now for this, you want to put it in your pot like so. So put it in there just a little, and your pot is not really hot. You don't want it to be too hot. So let me show you what I'm doing. So I put these in my pot already. And what you want to do, let me move these so you can see what I'm doing. So they want to look like that. And you want this to simmer to get like a little bit of a simmer on there. Now while I'm doing that, I'm going to prep my veggies. So the veggies are going to be corn. I love corn. It's just the way that it is. I love corn. So I'll wait for just a moment so I can make sure that this is just where I want it to be. And you see, they're just in there, just kind of sliding around. And I want olive oil on both sides, so I'm going to move them around like so. So you want to make sure that all of the little seeds, the seeds is what make this dish hot. That's why I don't put that much seasoning in my shrimp. Because I don't want the shrimp to be so overpowering where it overpowers the fish and the veggies and all that. So that's why I don't do that like that. Because I don't want everything to be spicy. Something got to be a little bit mild. So I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's got a little simmer on there now. So while I'm simmering this, my shrimp are already prepped. Now I'm just waiting for just another minute or so, and then I'll put them on because I want them to be a little bit soft. So that's good for that. Now, let me move. This is my olive oil, by the way, you guys. This olive oil is very good. There's a store out here in Seabrook called Arlen's, and they have this particular type of olive oil, which is fantastic. It's almost buttery. I was like, oh, okay. I have 3 pieces of redfish, and I'm going to season them. And while I'm seasoning this, I'm waiting on that. Alright, so, and there goes my rice. Fantastic. It's not done yet, but it's almost done. I'm so happy that it's cooking up so good and so quick. So these are my pieces of shrimp. So these are my pieces of shrimp. And for them to cook evenly, what I want to do is I want them to lay flat, as flat as they can be on, on the heat. And now that they're in here, I'm going to reduce my heat just by a little. It's just on medium, it's not on high, so, because these will cook up pretty quick. So, now let me tell you something about shrimp. You do not want them to cook like, you don't want them to be on high unless you're just throwing them in there and taking them right out. Because otherwise they will be gummy. So, this is my dish. Oh, that smells good, y'all. So, these you want to mess with a little bit. You don't want them to get stuck. They're not going to get stuck because I did saturate this pretty well with olive oil. So I'm good there. But you know, if you see something getting a little bit like stuck, you want to make sure that it's evenly, you know, as even as you can get it placed on your pot. So these are cooking up pretty quick. So that's how my, ooh, I love it. That's how my shrimp looks so far. Everything's already seasoned. Let me prep my fish. Now for the fish is going to be a different taste. So this is more fire. My fish is a little bit more of a pan fried fish, and then my vegetables are a whole different taste. So we're trying to keep it like different, where it's not all the same all the time. But I love seafood, so here's the deal. I'm gonna cook seafood often. So while these are cooking, I am prepping my fish. Alright, so I'm doing the shrimp, and I also have my rice, and I'm checking on my rice. It cooks on its own because it's in a rice cooker, so I don't have that to worry about. But I still check on it as if you know, sometimes you need to add a little bit more water only because you do. About my shrimp, y'all. Now I made a video before this because I wanted people to know how to peel shrimp, and it took me less time to talk to y'all about peeling shrimp than me actually doing it. So like if I wouldn't have made a video, which is always good, I was like, oh, okay, I need to do that. You guys helped my life. So we want to move these shrimp around. Ooh, and these babies are so beautiful. They're almost all the way done. So you want to move them around like so. And being that it is cast iron, it makes it really, really easy. So you don't, you know, it's the iron of this that makes it so yummy. Oh, and it does have jalapenos in here. It's already seasoned. So I use my Bandia season. That's the adobe. It's looks like this. I use this seasoning, and I also use this on the top. These two seasonings go great together. I also put some garlic powder on my shrimp and let it just set for a little bit. And what it does is it helps you not to have to add anything to it. The thing is that once you start eating this, you just want to eat it. You don't want to have to add anything or any other spice because you want it to be good enough just the way that it is. So so these are not fully done, but I turn them on, all of them on the opposite sides. Just turn them over, and they are simmering in jalapenos and olive oil. So you guys got the opportunity to, you know, to do something else. Now this pot here, I'm doing something completely different. These are for my vegetables. So, and in the background, I have my The Greatest Showman. That's what's playing in the background. It's such a good soundtrack if you haven't heard it already. I haven't seen the movie yet. So I'm just making my my veggies are gonna go in this. Woo, and these are cold because they've been in the freezer. My shrimp will be done in like 1.5 minutes. So these are my veggies so far. They're not done yet. And then these are my shrimp. All right. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, these are already simmering, and my veggies are gonna be with, well, I'll add a little bit of this now. So that's it for that. And oh, I'm looking for something that's not even out. So these are corn. And this corn came from Target. It's just frozen corn. Nothing special. Nothing is special about it. But what I do like is that whenever you buy corn or something that's out of the frozen food section, it adds this whole flair to your dish. I added corn out of the can to my corn because I didn't have enough. And so, let's see, I'm kind of making me a fake Mexican corn. So I'm making me a little faux Mexican corn. I love Mexican corn. And it's simmering. And then see, those are my beautiful shrimp. Wow. And they're done. So those shrimp are already done. So for these veggies, I don't really have to do anything but just let them simmer. They're also doused with olive oil. So for the vegetables, that's pretty easy. You don't have to do anything really at all. You can put them in olive oil or in butter. If you do them with butter, you have to add more butter little by little, which is fine. But you just gotta kind of watch it a little bit more. So this is my Mexican corn, and for this you have to let it simmer because it was frozen. So look how pretty that is. So I'm gonna let this simmer a little bit more, and it's on medium heat. My rice is already done. I do have a rice cooker, so it makes it easier and quicker. But my shrimp are done. So I'm gonna take these shrimp, these beautiful, beautiful shrimp, putting them over here, and I'm gonna start on my fish. For this particular recipe with the corn, it's just easy, but it's a fun way of making corn and adding like veggies to it, because you don't want it to be the same dish. You don't want to just keep eating the same thing over and over. And I'm from Louisiana, so I really love rice. So I cook rice a lot. I don't always cook it with everything, but I definitely will, I make it enough for us to have it kind of, consistently. So, for my fish. This is my fish, y'all. So that's my fish. It's kind of hard to tell if you guys can see these things while I'm cooking. So if y'all can't see them, somebody holler out on my text, and tell me if you can't see them or not. This is my tea, y'all. Love tea. I'm putting it over there, and my water. And I'm going to prep my fish. The fish is pretty easy. And with this particular fish, I'm not going to cook it on the stove. I'm going to put it in my air fryer. But I'm going to prep it now. So, alright. So I'm letting my veggies just simmer like so. Let's see. Oh, I got my roasted garlic. And what else do I have up here that I want to use? Let me find my black pepper. So, black pepper and roasted garlic will be what I use for my fish. And I'm just seasoning it. Roasted garlic on both sides, you guys. And I'm not going to put the pepper on there just yet. And you can be generous with the garlic. So be generous with the garlic. And this is what I'm using. I know it doesn't look so glamorous, but that's okay. It's hard to do this with a cell phone camera because I can only move it so far. So if y'all can hear me or see something, y'all holler out. It doesn't matter. I'll just yell at me and be like, hey, I can't see. So, whenever you make this kind of fish, it's a meaty fish, so you have to make sure that it cooks fully. Because in the middle, the outsides will cook first, and in the middle, it will not cook, consistently if you're not careful. So make sure that you, make sure you're watching out for that. So you guys can't even see me prepping the fish. Boo! Well, I'm prepping the fish like so. I'm putting the roasted garlic seasoning on both sides. Little pepper on top, and then I'm gonna put it in my air fryer. So it's gonna take a little. The prep time for this is just about this. So this is it. Alright, so my Mexican corn is cooking out pretty good. Oh yes, this is great. And it smells great. Look at that, y'all. Woo, that's pretty. Alright, so this is cooked. Well, it's cooking. My rice is done. Move this seasoning over here. And you guys already know about my air fryer. The arm is broken. The arm is broken, but that's okay. This is hard to maneuver. All right. So when I use this air fryer, I put a little foil paper on my little screen. Only because it helps with cleanup time. So if you have an air fryer and you hadn't thought of that, put the foil paper on there like so. Your foil paper goes on there like this. Then you put whatever, your meat, your fish, whatever on here, and then you just keep going. Keep moving. So I'm going to put my fish on my screen. And these are big pieces. So there you go. They're on there. And I'm going to put this on a fish setting that's on my air fryer. So whenever you turn it on, let me tell you guys what I just did. So, my fish is in there, so you probably can see that. So I'm gonna turn it on, and there's a little fish setting right there. You click on it, and it's $3.90, and then you press start for 15 minutes. Now, before 15 minutes come up, I'm going to make sure that my fish is done. So that's about it. So I have my Mexican corn. Got my shrimp hanging out back there. Got my rice already done. Woo, boy, that's gonna be a good lunch? I was gonna say dinner, but yeah. So this is my food for the day, and I'm not sure what everybody else is cooking, but you guys shout out what y'all are cooking today, and y'all know I'm always cooking something. Always. My Mexican corn will be done in just a few minutes. I like it to have like this, a roasted type of taste. So I just cook it like so. And I'm not going to put any seasoning on it yet. But that's what I'm cooking, y'all. So I am signing off, and I will let you guys know what all my food look like, and I'll let you guys know what my food looks like in just a little bit. Everything's done but my fish. That's it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me by Miss Jazzy. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.